finally managed to get some more painting done. I haven't done any painting for quite a while, but I've got an exhibition coming up in August and I just needed to kind of find my mojo again. So this piece isn't going in the exhibition, but it was more about just getting some practice in and just remembering how to paint again. I also have been working on some printables. So I've got a winter solstice pack and a summer solstice pack. I've also been working on some other things. I just haven't felt like showing up much lately. I have really been struggling and business has been slow. Things have just been feeling pretty awful in general. And so it was just nice to be able to create something that was just, you know, just a little bit of fun and a little bit of practice, and also to work on something that was completely different, which will hopefully be able to bring me a little bit of income in. Hello, welcome to another Studio Diaries. So my name's Leanne, I'm a full-time artist and metalsmith, and this is a bit of behind the scenes in my studio and my business, Leanne Allison Designs. Now, super exciting that I managed to get some painting done. It really has been a while since I managed to sit down and paint. With all of the things that have been going on, I felt like I'd forgotten how to do it, but obviously I haven't. I've been painting for quite some time, so it was nice to just get back into the flow of things again. So a bunch of fun things have happened. I do have that exhibition coming up in August, so I've been planning for that, making sure that I will have enough paintings and all of those sorts of things. Been working on some printables, as I said. Things have not been great for me personally, but also I just really, as I said, have not felt like showing up at all. I get onto Instagram and it just feels like it's full of people who are just being nasty to each other. And I just didn't want to sort of be there. I wanted to get a bunch of stuff done for YouTube, but then I had other things going on in my life, and so it just feels like things haven't really clicked over the last couple of months, but I finally feel like I found my feet again. So yeah, I'll show you some of the things that have happened, and yeah, then I'll talk you through some of the other stuff that has happened that is still a little bit hard to believe, some of it. Some of it is awesome, and then other things have just absolutely broken my heart. But yeah, so yeah, here's some of the stuff that happened in May and June. So my niece turned 21 at the end of May, and I could have gone out and bought her a card, but I thought, no, why not just spend 2 hours of my time painting a Highland cow that I can put on a card for her? She absolutely loves Highland cows, and so I thought, why not? So I spent some time, I painted this cow, I then scanned it and fixed up the image a little bit, popped it onto a card, and she absolutely loved it. Now, I didn't give her the original painting as a gift because she's very minimalist. She knows what she likes, and she has certain things in her room, and yeah, basically anything else that comes in just goes in the wardrobe. So I thought I'm better off just selling the cow to someone else who will appreciate it as a piece of art. She loved it as a card, and that's all that mattered to me. So I've now got this Highland cow that yeah, is available for sale.
you for visiting the MC.
Okay, so I'm going to be brutally honest with you about something. So I had some major dental work done. I had to have some teeth removed, and I'm supposed to wear a denture, but I can't because it rubs so severely. So I spoke to my dentist and he couldn't help me. So I had to go and see another dentist, and he said that I've got some bony growths that mean that the denture doesn't fit properly. And to be able to enable it to fit, I would have to have some quite major surgery to have these bony growths removed. So he said implants are probably a better option, which is still surgery, but it just means that I have a permanent fixture of some teeth rather than this removable denture. To pay for this, I would need to access my superannuation, which is my retirement fund. So we've been going through the process of that. I have to wait and see if the ATO say yes or no. If they say no, I think I'm just going to fall in a heap. I don't know how I'm going to cope with all of that. If they say yes, that's great. I can then access my superannuation and pay for these implants. Now, the implants are, as I said, major surgery. So it's about 3 hours worth of surgery. I go under, and then I've got about a 2-week recovery time. And then after that, I've got about 4 months of sort of semi-soft food, and then I can eat like normal. So I'm hoping that that is the route that I can take, that the ATO say yes, I'm allowed to access my super. And so I had an appointment with a doctor and she signed off on it, and I've had my dentist sign off on it. So now we're just waiting for the ATO to do their part. But it's bothering me because I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I look. I feel like everyone's looking at me and judging me. My friends keep telling me that no one can tell, but it doesn't matter because for me personally, I just feel like everyone is looking at me. I feel like I'm not able to form my words properly. And when you want to be able to do markets for a living and create YouTube videos and stuff like that, it's really difficult to do that and feel confident about it. So yeah, I'm dealing with that at the moment. Hopefully I get good news soon and I can give you an update on that. A very quick update on my headaches. I'm going really well with those. I have barely had a headache over the last couple of months. My osteopath and I have done a lot of great work, and we're at that point now where I haven't had a severe headache in a couple of months, maybe more. I had a moderate one the other day, which kept me in bed for a little bit longer than normal, but yeah, otherwise just little niggly ones here and there. Our aim was to get me down to 5 headache days a month, because I was up around 25 to 28 headache days a month. And I think we've achieved that so far. So if we can get it even lower than that, that would be great. And some of the headaches I've had are so small that I just feel like, yeah, they're almost not there. So that is progressing really well, and I am really thrilled with it. We headed out to the Briars, which is a big conservation park near us. We went for a walk, and we love to look for the animals. So we saw a koala and we saw some kangaroos. And it's funny, I am 51 years old. I have lived in Australia all my life, and I still get excited when I see a kangaroo. And so it was great. It was just nice to blow out the cobwebs and to get some fresh air and to see the animals.
Yeah,
Hi.
having a nibble, are you?
Hi.
A wallaby.
Yeah, look at it. It's huge. That's massive. Hi everyone. Try not to fall over. That is big. 21.
Just looking now. See?
No. Oh yeah, there he is. Just in the bush. So this is Spike, one of our bunnies, and we have a little bit of sad news. So our other bunny, Jasper, who was quite an elderly rabbit, he was 12 and a half, he died on the 30th of June. And we kind of knew it was coming, but it was still really sad, and we miss him every minute of every day. Spike seems to be doing okay without him. He's still eating and he's happy. He's having a lot more cuddles, which is funny because he didn't like cuddles before, but I think he's sort of settled a bit and realizes that he needs to get his cuddles from humans now and not from the other bunny. If we wanted to get another bunny, Spike would have to choose that rabbit because, you know, like humans, we don't like everybody and they don't like everybody as well. So he would have to choose which bunny he wants. But it seems as though he's okay on his own and he doesn't need anybody else. Plus he's 6 and it would be our luck that he would choose the 3-month-old bunny or something like that. And we would have to go through this all over again. So he's doing okay. We're doing okay. Jasper was fine the evening before. He was running around, he was eating, he was completely blind, so he would bump into things and you know, we would hear a bit of a bonk every now and again when he bumped into a cupboard or a door, but he was doing okay. And then the next morning he was very quiet and he then went a little bit floppy, so we rushed him to the vet and they basically said that it was the end, so they gave him a bit of a sedative and then he passed on his own. And we were there, weren't we, mate? You and me and Doug? We were there and he went peacefully, so that's all we could ask for, which is great. I'm doing well. I mentioned it in another video and I started to cry, but I think enough time has passed now that yeah, I'm able to hold it together, which is great. But yeah, we miss him and we had him since 2018, so we didn't have him from a baby. We took him in from a friend of ours. But yeah, so Spiky is an only rabbit now, aren't you, mate? So I've been working on some printables and I've got a few up in my Etsy store now. I spoke a few videos ago about wanting to do something else, needing to have another income stream, and printables was one of the things that I really wanted to do. So I've ended up with a headache tracker that I really love. There's a step tracker. I did the summer solstice and the winter solstice reflection packs. And I've also done some work on a book club discussion pack as well. And I'm really, really thrilled with all of them. So the headache tracker ended up, it was something that I was creating for myself. And then I thought, this is great. I'll pop it onto Etsy because I have cervicogenic headaches. And I just felt like it was something that other people might need because a lot of stuff out there is aimed at migraines. So that's why I did it a little bit differently. The winter solstice thing was something I wanted to do a reflection at the mid-year point for both myself and my business. So I created the winter solstice pack. So it has a reflection page. There's also just sort of fun things like a doodle page and a reflect and release. So things that you are ready to release and things that you want to reflect on. Just a brain dump page, and then some other fun bits towards the back of the pack. I've got a winter scavenger hunt and then a colouring page because I thought that it would just sort of give me some activities to do, but also a way to reflect on how myself and my business are going at that midpoint in the year for me. Then I also just turned it into a summer solstice one, which I just used the mid-year reflection part again because a lot of the customers that I have will probably be in the US and the UK. So for them, the summer solstice will be at the mid-year point. I'm happy to sort of have it as mid-year regardless because to me, there are kind of two midpoints in the year. There's that midpoint during the winter time, and then there's the midpoint during the summertime as well. So very similar. It's got the reflection page. There's also what I'm calling the seeds of growth page. So it's about seeds that I've planted during that time and what's growing, what progress is happening, stuff like that. A bit of a bucket list, something fun. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that's in the winter one, there's just sort of a summer version. And then at the back, same thing. I just did a scavenger hunt, and I've also got like a check-in page and then just a colouring page at the very back. So they're quite lengthy. They're about 13 pages each, but I'm really pleased with them. I think they're great. And I've actually sold one of each. It was to the same customer, but I didn't expect it because it was after the solstices had gone through, and so they'd passed, and I thought, oh, no one's going to be interested until they roll around again. But no, somebody was interested. So I will drop a link in the description in case you're interested. It's, you know, any time of the year is a good time to do a reflection on things. The other thing I did was the book club discussion. I'm not in a book club, but I do love to read. So I've got a review page that's a little bit cute. And then after that, it goes into the book club discussion guide. So there are a number of pages for that. There's sort of a page for the title of the book, the author, all of those sorts of things. And then it goes through with lots of questions about the book itself. I wanted to make it fairly simple because obviously people are going to print these out. It may be that the person running the book club prints out a number of copies, so I didn't want there to be any colour or anything like that. Other bits that I thought were important were to have a did not finish section. So some of the book club discussion notes that I've seen didn't have this page, and when I don't finish a book, I want to be able to write some notes about why. So I thought that was important. There's a reading challenge that you can colour in the number of books that you've read, and then simple little things like you can just colour in to track the books as well. So again, that one's about 13 pages long, but it's got some great questions, and I love this page. I think it's pretty cute. So yeah, but you know, things like key messages, big takeaways, a perspective that I gained, maybe a character that deserved more page time, things like that. So yeah, that's what I've been working on when it comes to printables. So again, I'll link all those for you. I'm going to do a lot more. I'm in a group. I am part of I did a little course and I'm part of a group. And so one of my goals was to have 100 printables listed in my Etsy store by the time the boot camp finishes that we're doing. We've already gone through 4 weeks of boot camp and I didn't get anything done during that period because I was working on pieces for the exhibition that I've coming up. But now that that is on and I don't have to work on the art as much, I can work on some more printables. So I'm hoping to get close to that by the end of August. So yeah, I finally managed to get some work done on printables and yeah, I'm really excited with how they've come out. Okay, that brings us to the end of another video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, you know, do all the things that will help me to get this video out there to other people. I just really enjoy showing you behind the scenes, and this video has been a little bit harder for me to make because of my speech and all of that sort of stuff, but we got there. We got to the end and I'm really proud of myself. I love showing you what I'm working on. I love showing you bits and pieces of the things that I'm doing outside of my business too. And yeah, in this one you got to see some kangaroos, so that's a bit cool. I am currently working on just some watercolour desserts. It's more about being able to do something that's a little bit different, and it's a learning thing for me. I am learning from Nia, who has an amazing YouTube channel. She also does some work on Skillshare. So it's about just doing something that's a little bit different. I finished all the paintings that I needed to do for my exhibition, so I will make sure that I get a video out for you where you can see the paintings and the opening at the gallery, so you can actually see them on the wall. I don't know if I'll get much time to film because there will be people all over the place, but hopefully I can at least get some photos, which will be great. And then I can talk you through how things have gone up to that point. So yeah, again, thanks for joining me and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.